Nobody sat you down and explained how money actually works. So you figured it out the same way everyone does, by losing it first. This video is what they should have taught you. Pay attention. You get paid. The money lands in your account, and then it's gone. Rent, food, phone, car, debt, gone. And every month it's the same. You tell yourself you'll start saving next month. Next month becomes next year. Next year becomes 10 years. And the number in your account barely moves. Meanwhile, you're watching people your age buying houses, starting businesses, talking about investments like it's normal conversation. And you're thinking, how? How are they doing that? What do they know that I don't? The answer is not that they're smarter than you. The answer is that someone showed them the rules. And nobody showed you. Until now.
Here's what school taught you about money. Work hard. Get a degree. Get a job. Save what's left. That's it. 13 years of education and not one class on how debt works, and not one class on why your rent keeps going up, and not one class on where your tax money actually goes. 13 years. And then they handed you a piece of paper and said, good luck. Here's the problem with that plan. Let's say you earn $20 an hour and you work 40 hours a week. To earn $1 million before tax, before rent, before anything takes you 24 years. 24 years. And that's if you spend nothing, save nothing, eat nothing. The math doesn't work. Not because you're doing it wrong, because the plan was never designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to make you useful. There's a difference. So what's the actual rule? Here it is. You get paid what people think you're worth. Not what you think you're worth, not what you deserve. What other people think you're worth. Cold. True. The cleaner works harder than the accountant, and the cleaner earns less. And it's not because the cleaner is a worse person. It's because anyone can learn to clean a floor in an afternoon. Not everyone can do your taxes. The harder your skill is to replace, the more you get paid. That's rule 1. Rule 2. Money goes to whoever solves problems. Think about every dollar you have ever spent. Every single one solved a problem. Rent solved the problem of not having shelter. Food solves hunger. Netflix solved the problem of being bored on a Tuesday night at 11 p.m. Every business that has ever made money exists because it solved a problem someone was willing to pay for. Jeff Bezos didn't get rich because he worked 16-hour days. He got rich because he solved one problem, buying things without leaving your house for hundreds of millions of people at the same time. At the same time. That's the part that matters. We'll come back to it. Before we go further, I need to say something. Something most money videos won't say. Not everyone starts from the same nothing. A 20-year-old with no debt and time on their hands, their nothing is different from a 35-year-old with 3 kids, 2 jobs, and debt that shows up in their dreams. Both broke. Completely different situation. And anyone who tells you the path is identical for both people has never actually been broke. So before you build anything, you need a cushion. 3 to 6 months of what it costs you to survive. Not invested, not in crypto, just sitting in a savings account doing nothing. Boring. Necessary. Because without it, one bad month wipes out everything. A broken car, a medical bill, a job that suddenly disappears. One bad month and you're back to zero. Build the cushion first. Everything else comes after. Okay, the actual equation. 3 things. Thing 1, find a problem worth solving. Not your passion. I know every motivational video tells you to follow your passion. Your passion doesn't pay your bills. Problems pay your bills. Listen to what people around you complain about. What do they wish existed? What makes their life harder than it needs to be? Here's a real example. Daycare closes at 6. The boss doesn't care. The kid is standing outside the school. A car, a phone, and 10 parents who need help. That's a business. Small problem, small money. Big problem, big money. Start with whatever problem you actually understand. Thing 2. Build a system around the solution, not a job with a different name. This is the trap most people fall into. They quit their job and start freelancing and wonder why it feels exactly the same. Because it is the same. You're still trading your time for money. Different boss, same ceiling. A real business pays you when you're not working, when you're sick, when you're sleeping, when you're on holiday. That's the difference between a job and a business. A job needs you in the room. A business doesn't. Thing 3. Make it reach more people without more of your time. The yoga teacher charging $100 an hour. Great income, still a ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day, but the person who records that yoga class once and sells it 10,000 times, no ceiling. Software works like this. Content works like this. Anything that can serve one person or 1 million people without more of your time works like this. That's the goal. Not working harder, working on something that scales.
I promised no sugarcoating. So here it is. Most businesses fail. Most people who try this fail. Multiple times before they get it right. If they get it right. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this because going in blind is how you lose everything. Going in clear-eyed is how you lose a little, learn a lot, and try again. The people who eventually figure this out are not smarter than the people who don't. They just refused to let failing at something mean they were a failure. Every attempt that doesn't work tells you something. What doesn't work? That's not nothing. That's the most valuable information there is. Fail fast. Fail cheap. Learn everything. Try again.
Okay. Practical. What you do starting today. First, build the cushion. 3 to 6 months of survival money in a savings account. That is your only goal until it exists. Not investing, not starting a business, the cushion. Because without it, you are one emergency away from zero. Second, stop the bleeding. Go through every payment leaving your account every month, every subscription, every automatic renewal, everything you signed up for and forgot about. Ask one question for each one. Does this make my life better, or does this just make someone else richer? Cancel everything that answers the second way. That money goes toward the cushion. Third, find your problem. One problem in your neighborhood, in your job, in your daily life. Something that bothers you and bothers people around you, and nobody has solved well yet. Write it down. You don't need a business plan. You don't need money. You don't need to know how yet. Just find the problem. Fourth, solve it for one person first. Not 1,000 people. One. Manually, imperfectly. Charge them something. See if it works. If it does, figure out how to do it again without more of your time. That's how it starts. Not with a big idea. With one person. One problem. One solution. You are working harder than your parents did. Now you know why that hasn't been enough. The plan they gave you was never designed to make you wealthy. It was designed to make you available. The people who escape that cycle don't have a different life. They have different information. Now you have it too, same as it ever was. Just nobody told you until now.